All right, good evening. Welcome to the May 26, 2026 Board of Trustees meeting. I'm going to call this meeting to order. I'm Gina Steiner, the president. I'm going to ask Monica Blackwood to read our mission statement, please.
Our mission statement is inspiring curiosity and connection.
All right, Jason, if you could do the welcome and introductions.
Good evening. Welcome to our May board meeting. Tonight we have Executive Assistant Tammy Jeffries. We have Chief Financial and Operating Officer, Deputy Director Dan Baer, Director of Human Resources, Chandra Tellerico, and we have the Director of IT and Facilities Maintenance, Mike Rose. Coming through the door is the Executive Director of the Kitsap Regional Library Foundation, Wendy Kyle. Excused tonight and on vacation is the Director of Strategy and Communications, Jeannie Allen. And we have zero guests for mission moment. No mission moment tonight. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Do we have any additions or changes to the agenda? No? Okay. Looks like we have quite a few people here tonight, so I'm going to read the public comment statement. Per the Public Engagement Board policy, this time is designated for all residents of Kitsap County to present public comments. The public comment time is set aside for listening to feedback from community without discussion or debate with the speakers. Speakers are asked to follow the Public Comment Board guidelines, which provides instructions and limitations to public comment that includes anonymous comments, forwarded emails of others' remarks, comments pertaining to personnel issues, and those that don't align with the library standards for patron conduct library policy. If you wish to speak in person, please sign in with your name, organization, affiliation, and topic of interest. If you wish to share your public comment virtually, please submit a registration form. Please note that up to 3 minutes is allotted per person. Thank you. All right, do we have some public comments? Okay. Okay, Deb Montez.
Thank you. Good evening. Hi, I'm Deb Montez, WPEA staff representative. A lot of you may know me. I have lived in the community and worked in the community for 30 years now. I am here tonight on behalf of the WPEA representing employees for Kitsap Regional Library. I am their newly appointed staff representative for WPEA. This item was also usually don't need a microphone, but okay. All right. If you know me, you know me. Okay. Again, I am here on behalf of the WPEA represented employees for Kitsap Regional Library. This is a letter that is sent to the board. It was also emailed to you, so you all have this in copy as well. To the Kitsap Regional Library Board of Trustees. We, the WPEA represented employees of Kitsap Regional Library, write to inform you of our mounting concerns about the leadership of Library Director Jason Driver. We will spend our limited time here outlining our concerns, aggregated from the majority of our dues-paying members, and share via email tonight further details and examples. Our concerns are as follows. Lack of transparency. Director Driver fails to promptly, clearly, and accurately communicate about leadership decisions that affect the staff and public, resulting in inconsistency. Lack of accountability for current leadership. The director has not specified how the leadership team will be held accountable for mishandling sensitive information in direct violation of the current employee manual. Unclear chain of command. The director terminated. Unclear chain of command. Okay. The director terminated Deputy Director and Director of Public Services Shannon Peterson, and despite claiming to be her stand-in, has left branches without timely guidance as public services needs arise. Mismanaged branch closures. The director authorized the full or partial closure of Favorite Island, Orchard, and Sylvan Way branches without prompt and clear communication, compromising the library's relationship with the public and resulting in the filing of an unfair labor practice charge. The culture of distrust and fear. The director cultivates deep distrust and low morale with mysterious terminations, dismissive remarks, intimidation tactics, and micromanagement. Due to the extent of our concerns, we ask that the board establish and oversee a plan for improvement for Director Driver, sharing with us, if possible, the plan and the director's progress. While much of this improvement will entail consistency in time, certain immediate actions would signal his willingness to repair what he has damaged, such as making a clear statement to all staff about Shannon Peterson's termination, specifying to all staff an interim action plan for the Public Services Department so that the customer service can continue without bottleneck and interruption, and acknowledging to all staff the letter that 48 staff members signed last September about Banned Books Week, and explaining how leadership will avoid such miscommunication in the future. WPEA members will review the director's progress at our next meeting on August 9th, 2026. Thank you for listening and for taking seriously our concerns. Last year, the people of Kitsap passed the library levy with a 61.9% vote. And such goodwill deserves a director who can show that KRL is worth their investment. We
Might get a, oh, there it goes. All right, we're going to move on to the consent agenda. All matters listed within the consent agenda are considered to be routine and will be enacted by one motion of the Board of Trustees with no separate discussion. If separate discussion is desired, items may be removed from the consent agenda and placed on the regular agenda by request. Does anybody want to have any separate discussion on the minutes for April 24th, minutes for April 28th, payment of the May 26th expenditures, the blanket voucher bills, surplus library materials withdrawn, or surplus vehicles? Any separate discussion? Okay, then I'll take a motion.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, motion carries. We're going to move on to presentations, reports, and briefings. I'm going to start with you, Eric, on the end, if you have any updates.
Yeah, I've been involved in getting ready for the Manchester Salmon Bake on Father's Day, and we serve up to 800 meals usually that day, so it's been really busy trying to get ready for that. But other than that, nothing else.
I was excited to read on social media yesterday or maybe today about the new partnership with the Seattle Art Museum that the library has. So card holders are able to go and get passes to the SAM, which is amazing. And even more amazing was that I was telling my 17-year-old son about it, and he thought it was super cool. So I'm finally getting him engaged in a library card one way or another.
I don't have any updates other than getting my stomach ready for the salmon bake.
I guess my only update is working with Wendy and Jason on some sound bites, so some promotional video stuff, so that was fun. All right, thank you guys. And Eric, can you give us a Finance Committee report update, please?
Well, briefly, we're in good financial health, and Dan maybe can elaborate on that if he wants to. So.
I guess I would just add that we submitted the annual report certification, and so that's for the fiscal year ending in 2024. And I'm going to turn it over to you, Dan, to give us a financial report, please.
Well, we received our first large drop of revenue due to the lid lift levy. That came in nicely in April. Our next one will be coming later in the year. Next year's budget will return to a 1% property tax increase plus new construction revenue until we go out for another lid lift, which is hopefully in 10 years. And as you said, the SAO annual report was filed before the end of May, so we are in compliance for that. Any other questions on the report?
No, Eric and I sat in on the meeting with you, so thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Jason, I'm going to turn it over to you for the library director's report.
Yeah, good evening. A short one for you tonight. This is going to be a quick one. And so good evening, trustees. I want to briefly highlight the themes from this month's director report based on stuff that happened last month. And so And what I'm going to highlight really reflects both the strength of our current work and the opportunities ahead for the Kitsap Regional Library. So first, I had the opportunity last month with a number of staff to attend the Public Library Association Conference in Minneapolis in April. And it was a valuable reminder that libraries really across the country are navigating a lot of the same challenges we are, opportunities and challenges. And the strongest themes were organizational culture, adaptive leadership, digital equity, and the importance of meeting communities where they are through things like outreach. Of course, we're expanding our mobile services unit partnerships. We have a plethora of partnerships and accessible service models. And so that was especially affirming because those themes are visible across our system. In April, public services teams continue to build strong school and youth partnerships, expanding outreach, delivering high-impact programs that really position the library as a learning partner in trusted civic space. The Sylvan and mobile teams alone supported 6 outreach events that connected more than 1,300 people. Yay. And this report also reflects the quality of our staff, of course, who represent the culture that we're continuing to try to build and uphold. Our Q1 staff recognitions highlighted those employees that are included in the report, whose work really demonstrates creativity, responsiveness, empathy, and service excellence. And our library appreciation worker efforts, which I'm always proud of, were another reminder that strong public service starts with strong people. And so a major strategic highlight is that the launch of summer is coming. We talked about that both in our retreat and last month. You guys all got your T-shirts, and I am reminded not to wear them until June 1st, but it's right around the corner. And so this year's redesign model focuses on increasing access, flexibility, and long-term impact, especially for youth literacy. Through the new book boost approach, youth 0 to 18 get up to 3 books for participation, which we've talked about at length, and there's lots of partners to be thanked for this particular opportunity, but everybody is kind of pulling their weight to get these books ready to be distributed for summer learning. So I'm really excited about the opportunities for youth to own books in the home. As we've talked about repeatedly, book ownership is as important as being able to have available books from the public library. And so it definitely boosts literacy and has outcomes that relate to especially on-time graduation rates. And so this new boost will allow participants to set their reading and learning goals that are personable and achievable. And so I'm glad we're moving away from more rigid goals this year. From an operational standpoint, April activity across the library remained solid. System-wide, we circulated about 126,000 items and recorded about 15,000 visits, 1,700 public computer sessions, and 836 program attendees, with program attendance increasing from March. And so while a few categories remain slightly below last year, these numbers continue to show the library's relevance as a place for learning, connection, and community engagement. I think we all know that, but it's good to see that the full return from the pandemic in terms of, you'll have natural ebbs and flows where statistics vary a bit, but definitely not a reflection of any efforts from staff or any other entity connected to the library. And then finally, I'm excited to report on our long-term opportunity we're building for a new Sylvan Way library. And so we had a kickoff with our owner's rep, who's Concertus, and to begin the exploration of a potential joint use library facility with the YMCA of Pierce, Kitsap County to replace the Bremerton Family YMCA. And so, this could become a significant civic investment centered on learning, wellness, and youth development and connection. And while we're a long way from this being a reality, I'm glad we finally have the mechanics in place to start uncovering what this could look like, what this dream could look like, and the eventual replacement of a building that is almost 50 years old, or 50 years old this year. And so Mike and I were talking earlier about all the engagement we're having from staff to help really be able to talk about the work, particularly that's done in Sylvan now, and what hopes do we have in the future. And so we're just starting to put teams in place to really explore this process. We'll have more updates for the board and for staff as we go along, but for right now, we're really excited that Team Concertus has been chosen. They have both architects that represent libraries and YMCA on board, and so, you know, especially the opportunities to engage with youth, and Sylvan is our largest branch at 35,000 square feet, and so this conversation really represents a promising start to thinking boldly about the future of library services in Bremerton. So it's a lot of exciting things happening in the library. Really excited about it, and that's all I have for you this month. Any questions from the board?
All right. Thank you, Jason. Well, it looks like there's no new business on the agenda tonight, so we're on to housekeeping. The next regular board meeting is Tuesday, June 23rd, 2026, 5:30 p.m. here. And then there's a link to the library's webpage. And does anybody else have any other items for the agenda? All right. There being no further business and seeing and or hearing no objections, this meeting is hereby adjourned. Thank you.